Hi, my name is Emily. Welcome to my garden. It's the place where dreams are cultivated. I have a great show planned for you today. We're going to go see some folks that have some wonderful birdhouses in some great places. Birdhouses? That's right. Real estate for the birds. See you in a minute. I'm with Sandy Swerk in Seekonk. Say that 3 times fast. She's a lady carpenter for a family-owned business?
Yeah.
G&K Construction?
Gus Playgraph Construction, yep.
How did you get started with this?
Oh, when I was 16 years old, I asked my father if I could work with him, trying to keep up my 4 older brothers.
And he said, no way.
Yep. My father had let my cousin come to work for, and a girl. But that didn't sit well with me, so I got a job, yep.
And beginning of story.
Oh, yeah.
I see that you have a bunch of whimsical birdhouses all over this property that are your creation. I saw this lady work, and she's one heck of a carpenter. She's going to show us how to make a birdhouse today. We're going to get right down to business. Right. Step 1.
Okay, I first took 5 by 5.5 inch pieces, except one is 4 3/4, so it makes a square when it butts up against each other. That's the back.
Okay.
This is the side. This is just going to be the base. I always use glue, and I hand nail. You trust me, huh?
I'm a-fearing.
Yeah. This way it saves you a step.
I didn't know that. That's great. So you've actually built a lot of houses, not just bird houses.
No.
But the real thing.
Exactly. If you really are that serious on keeping the birds dry, when you think about it, they never have a roof over their head anyways, except the canopy of the trees, so.
Right.
So that's your basic box.
Okay.
And it's going to sit this way, so your roof lines go like this.
You did an angle cut here too.
Yep, and then the face goes on the opening.
The face meaning the front.
Right.
Gorgeous.
Or recycled wood.
Recycled wood.
Yep. And that's that. Now all you need is to put the face with the hole in the front, and you're done.
I thought it might be very fitting that we did an Emily's Garden Ladybug. We agreed that I would make a template, which I did by using ordinary household items like bowls, plates, and little glasses so that we could make something that would look like this. The Emily's Garden Ladybug.
Yep.
I would like to make an opening here. I know it's going to be awfully close to the edge, so I'm going to have you look at it to see if that's feasible. And the other thing is, maybe when we cut this out, we could drill small holes in the side, and I got some soldering wire.
Yep.
That I'd like to make little antennae with.
Yep, can do that too.
Okay, here we go.
So now this is a scroll saw. You can cut any shape. My brothers all say, oh, her little sewing machine.
I love it. Wooden curtains.
Yeah.
I hate to agree a little bit with your brothers, but that is very much like a sewing machine. I have a treadle that was my grandmother's, over 100 years old.
Yep.
You do call that a presser foot, don't you?
Yep, yep. It's to stabilize the board so it doesn't bounce around. You know, otherwise it'd be like this, bouncing all over. It's lefty-loosey, righty-tighty.
I still use that.
Me too. It's noisy.
This is actually going to be a little bit of a relief cut because you'll go
Right.
in here and probably start in from this angle.
Right, yeah, like that. Yeah, you got it. There you go.
Okay. So everything doesn't have to be on center when you're doing something like this. You can be creative.
Yep.
I have a little plaque that I made at home, and it says think sideways.
Yeah.
So this might just be perfect. I have something called the bottle tree, and I have been able to drill holes into a log so I can put dowels in it and then put the bottles inverted into the dowels. But also another form of a bird feeder, which I didn't want to get into too much with this, is gourds.
Yep, birdhouse gourds.
Mutual friends of ours, John and Judy Clow in Rehoboth.
Excellent people.
Unbelievable people. Have helped me several times on the show, and one show last year they gave me a bunch of gourds that they grew. And you have to cut a hole in the gourds with this first. And their first meal with the gourds are the seeds inside. They're well worth growing if you have the room for them. We got this poor woman working too hard. I'm sorry, Sandy.
Okay.
Here we go. That should be good. We just did a starter hole with a drill for the soldering wire that I want to do for antennae. Probably curlicue it. Use my finger for that. You could use a pencil. I'm going to take some glue and put that right in there. After I am finished, I'm going to present it to Sandy in the end for being so gracious to go through all of this with me. And you did make another point. If I didn't have a drill bit that was a little bit wider,
Right.
it's soldering wire, so you can flatten it out by putting heat to it because it's what they use for
Right.
soldering.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to put the face on by the same method that we did the rest of it, with some glue and some nails. I have to say, that's really adorable. Perfect.
Beautiful.
And there's the finished product.
Does it look good?
See you in a minute. We've been moving all over your property in the backyard, and I'm seeing that you not only do birdhouses. This show really isn't too much about bird feeders, but it's about more protection and bird watching. And I see that you have created a bird bath.
Yep.
I love this idea. How did you make that?
Just use a rhubarb leaf from the garden.
Yep.
You put them onto grass or sand, put the rhubarb leaf face down, and then you just get vinyl concrete. And you follow the shape of the leaf, about 1/2 inch to 1 inch thick. Let it dry, cure outside overnight. And you take the leaf, peel it out. And a lot of times the grooves are real deep, you got to really pick them out. And then you let it dry again and paint it. Good to go.
I got a confession to make. I started making some, so we're going to pop home for 1 minute. Back to my house, Emily's garden. See you there. I got to be quick with this. I don't want to leave her waiting too long. I already have some stuff set up. See the sand? Make a nice big mound. You might want to get the kids out for this one. They like to play in the sand. After you make a nice big mound on the sand, like so, what I want you to do is grab some plastic. Cover that big old mound. I decided to do sunflower. It's sunflower season, I tell you. Next, go to the hardware store. Buy some vinyl concrete. Water, mix her in. That's just about the way I want it. Leaves down, plastic over, nice big hump. Here we go. Now you're going to cover your entire leaf with this vinyl concrete. It's kind of fun, actually. If I use a paintbrush, go to the end, can make sure that I've covered all of it. You get some on the back side so you can see it a little better. Beauteous. You see how the paintbrush allows you to get right down to the edge of the leaf, which really is pretty important in forming the bird bath. The little trick that I learned with the last one was to kind of go like this to bring that leaf form back up. Like so. Now that I know that I've done that, I want to build it up to be a good couple inches thick in the center, forming a nice cup. No reason why you couldn't put a little hand print in the bottom of this as a memory of quality time spent with your children. After this is all set, you're going to leave it out to cure, and you're going to end up with this. The next stage is kind of fun. Peel away your leaf. How cool is that? Voila. Okay, I think we left Sandy there long enough. Let's go back. That didn't take too long. I'm sorry. I have to talk to you about this. I love that piece. Now, those are from scraps?
Yep. Garage cutouts, circle garage.
Unbelievable.
Plywood.
And then you just painted them up and...
Yeah, screwed them together. Everybody said make it into a pinwheel. I said, well, you take the pieces home and paint them.
And I got to point out your vegetable garden because it's lovely. You put up some vegetables. There's your rhubarb that you use for the leaves.
Yep.
I had a great time today. I appreciate all that you went through. I mean, making a birdhouse and everything.
No problem.
Your property is great. I'm going to show the folks at home now what they can do if they have maybe a scenic little wetland area in their backyard. See you in a minute.